Our people are more able than the John Birch Society members appear to believe.
Kennedy, you say you haven't made up your mind about running for public office. I was wondering if you were waiting to see if you had many more receptions in the public as you had out of Roosevelt High School.
No, no, that's not, I'm not waiting for that.
Mr. Kennedy, do you regard Governor Brown of California as an aspirant for a spot on the ticket as a running mate with President?
Well, I don't know whether he's interested or not. I think that he'd be an asset to the ticket. I think he's not only an outstanding leader in the state of California, but I think he's recognized throughout the rest of the country as an outstanding figure in political life. So I think whatever he decided to do, and if he was asked or called upon to be vice president and he accepted, I think that he'd be a distinct addition to the ticket. Well, he didn't receive any direct support. Now, what do you mean by that?
How about
Didn't-
funds raised on his behalf?
No, he did not.
Will he in the runoff election?
Well, I'm hopeful that he'll win, not only because of his closeness to me, but also because he's a Democrat. And I think it should have a Democratic senator from California. And whatever way it's felt that I could be helpful, I would be glad to assist.
Will you come here to campaign?
I haven't been asked to.
Will you join us?
Now, I haven't been involved in politics really since January of 1961, as far as that's concerned. I've said back in December that I'd do whatever President Johnson or the Democratic National Committee felt was helpful. And if it felt that it would be helpful for me to come to California, I'd come to California.
Mr. Kennedy, in view of the fact that your sister was co-chairman of Pierre Salinger's campaign, the impression got around California that you were somehow in support of him too. Is this correct or wrong?
Well, Pierre Salinger's been a friend of mine for a long period of time. I was responsible for bringing him into government, and I had a close association with him for a number of years, the last 7 years, one capacity or another. So it would be wrong for me to say that I wished him ill.
I'd like to change the subject. You have described the Los Angeles Police Department in front of a congressional committee as one of the finest law enforcement agencies. To put you squarely on the spot, from the minority community here, there are charges of police malpractice and being vitally interested in civil rights. Some leaders say that possibly you're not aware of what they charge. How do you feel about the LA?
Well, if there are any indications of police brutality, of course that can be reported to the Department of Justice. We have jurisdiction in a good number of those areas, and we would investigate it, make a determination. We have at various times about the Los Angeles Police Department, really about police departments across the country.
Do you still stand by that estimate that you gave the congressional committee?
Yes. Now, I would say that in any organization, it must be recognized, especially an organization as large as that there are those who are part of the organization that do not meet their responsibilities as well as they might. And I think it's perfectly conceivable that there are practices by individuals which are not of the highest caliber. But that does not diminish my feeling for the Los Angeles Police Department. I think generally, looking at the police department, well, it seems to me they began a little late as a political practitioner. If I was going to try to stop somebody, I wouldn't try just a couple of weeks before convention. Well, as he said, he evidently represents the mainspring of the Republican Party, and he's the spokesman of the Republican Party, and he's been around the country, he's run in primaries, and he has evidently a good number of delegates, and his views represent the Republican Party, and so I think it'll be an interesting election in November. And I think Democrats are looking forward to it.
There was some type of
Well, I think that the convention should certainly consult with the presidential candidate, and that's what happened in 1960. The leadership of the convention would want to consult with the presidential candidate about his wishes. And I think that those wishes of the presidential candidate would be considered very seriously. My mind, what I'm going to do as far as my future is concerned.
What kind of Democrat do you think would make the best vice presidential candidate? Big states, small cities, small cities?
Well, I think almost any of the ones that have been mentioned.
Kenny?